Hello, hello. Welcome. It is Manifestation Monday. These days go so quickly, and I'm so happy that you're here. It is Monday, March 31st of 2025, and the last day of this month. We will not see this month again, 2025, and I'm down for it. I don't know about you, but I'm here for it. So, welcome to each and every one of you. I would like to invite you to please subscribe, like, and I got a little news. If you see a little join button down below the screen, right beside our name, Fate and Fortune with True Oracle, you may now join this channel. And we are so excited because memberships are going to be meaning a lot to many of you. Because with those memberships, we will be doing exclusive membership lives so we can do all type of mediumship readings, specific readings for signs that are affected by planets, and specific wonderful videos that are earmarked just for you. So if you have the inclination to please join, please click that button and we would love to have you because we're going to start this right away. And because of you, this channel is growing and we are so thankful because we have manifested you and you're here for a reason. And thank you so much for that. Hello, my beautiful people. And when we get to 4,000 subscribers, now we're not that far off and it doesn't take that long to get there. When we reach 4,000 subscribers, we will be giving or doing a giveaway. And the giveaway will either be a palm reading with me or it can be a video reading with me. So I want to welcome each and every one of you to this channel because we are growing and we are so happy. And I know that many of you are coming in and you are familiar faces, and I'm so grateful to you and I'm so happy for you that you are here because we've got a message today, my darlings. And I'm going to tell you, hang on, because we had a lot of planetary things that happened this past, I'm going to say 2 weeks, going into 3 weeks. And it started primarily with the Mercury retrograde. And it came in Mercury retrograde on March the 15th. And I'm going to tell you, it was earth shattering because the shadow period started way before March 15th. And then, of all things, oh my goodness, we have our first member, and it is Amy. Shout out to you, dear Amy. Bless you, bless you. Welcome aboard, and thank you. You are the one, I'm telling you. And Amy is really getting to be that master manifester, and I'm so proud. So as we came into this Mercury retrograde, which was tough to even start out with, then we had this craziness of preparing for an eclipse, a lunar eclipse, a new moon. Then we had this, and then we had that. And I'm not going to get into the astrology part of it because I'm not an astrologer. And believe me, I am just to the point where I really respect them because there is so much to remember. But I know enough to share with you that all of these aspects and transitions will begin to affect your manifestation. Now, we had some things that happened this past weekend, and it is a lunar eclipse on March 29th. Saturn, Uranus is doing some funky things. Mars is starting to do some really funky things. And I'm here because I want you to be prepared, because when you are manifesting, these things matter, because regardless of what anyone says, you can't run from the shadows of these aspects. You just can't. I mean, it's every day. You can sit in a hard, dark room with no windows, no light, and it will still affect us. And if you don't think so, talk to the ER people, talk to the police people in emergency rooms and all over during full moons. So if a full moon can affect, just imagine what other planets doing all these wonky things can affect us. So, my darlings, the title of this is The Universe is Sending Trouble. And it is. It's karmic, it's trouble, and you're here for it because you can slide right through this with all your wonderful manifestations. And this is how you do it. Because many times as we get closer to manifesting our heart's desire, our dream fulfilled, our goals, our aspirations, all these wonderful things, sometimes something will come up and it'll be like, oh my goodness, that's throwing me off. Why did that happen? Or you get a phone call or a message from someone and you think, what is that? What is going on? Now, for many of you that are trying to manifest something, as in a love relationship, well, the news is that exes usually reappear during a Mercury retrograde. And I don't want to say you have to take it with a grain of salt, but sometimes you have to take it with a grain of salt because when Mercury retrograde goes direct, and this one will be direct April 7th, sometimes they change their mind and they're on their way again. And that's so hurtful. And it's very hard to recover the second, the third, and maybe even the fourth time that this has happened. So you got to be really careful. You've got to be in the mindset of, okay, let's see what happens. But here's what I want you to do when the universe seems to send you something that it throws you off, something that is perhaps a little troublesome. You sit there and you say, oh, really? You want to do that, universe? Okay, I got you. I got you. Well, while you're playing around with all this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to watch a movie. I'm going to have some snacks. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then that way, when you're done playing around and doing what you're wanting to do, you'll understand that I'm not affected and you won't want to send this to me again. And believe me, having that attitude when especially you are in this huge mindset that you want something to come into fruition, materialize quickly, and then something. And unfortunately, just the littlest, snarkiest comment, the littlest look from someone can just send many of us reeling. Well, this is what's going to keep you on track. And that clapping that works for me, you can start clapping back at the universe and saying, you know what? That works for me. Now, the reason I'm sending, hello, Mercury, thank you. The reason that I'm saying all this is because, as you know, and if you want to go back to the beginning, and I think this is our 10th broadcast, I think. I'm not sure, but I've pinned the playlist in the description so you can go back and catch up from the beginning if you're new here. And you can catch up with my story of how I was homeless and broke. I went from literally being a millionaires, having a big home, cars, everything that I wanted, to someone who was broke and living under a bridge. And it happened just like that. And why? Because I wasn't paying attention to the signs and the signals that the universe was sending me about a partner, a life partner that I had, who ultimately threw me for a loop and threw me under the bus. So we're not going to get into that, but I'm going to tell you during that time that was so horrible, every time something happened, I would sit and go, Oh, okay. Well, thanks, Lord. Keep it coming. Oh, and it was a snarky remark. And I would just literally do this. Okay, well, keep it coming. Keep it coming, Father. All right. Well, if you're going to do that, send more. And you know what? It would happen. More would start coming. And I would sit here and think, you've got to be kidding me. I just resolved this issue and I've got this, until one day I woke up and I thought, well, big mouth, stop. Stop inviting that in. Stop accepting the trouble that comes. And I'm serious. I mean, this was serious stuff that was going on. And then when I woke up, I then realized, and I kept saying to myself, if you ask me today, what was the worst time that I ever had, I revert right back to that time. And then I will also say to you, that was the best, worst experience that I'd ever had. Now, why was that? Because I learned a lot of lessons during that time. Because I learned that just because you wanted to be with a person didn't mean that that person wants to be with you, or they may want to be with you for other reasons. And if the universe sends you signs and your family and your friends start leaving you because you won't wake up, then there's a problem. I ignored all of it. And people say, but Zelda, you're a psychic. You didn't see this? The answer is no, I didn't, because I don't read for myself. Many do, many don't. When I read for myself, it turns out that, well, I'll be pregnant, living in Siberia with something just wild and weird. So I don't read for myself because I don't have that ability to be objective. And many times when people and readers read for themselves and they see something that could be a possible, like, glitch, I'm going to say that way, it throws them. It just throws them for a loop because they know if they're reading for someone else. So it's very hard to keep objective when doing that. So when people ask me, they said, I can't believe you're so smart. You know all this. You've done this and you've done that. And you were involved in the corporate world. And everything. Yeah, but love got me. And you know how love is, especially when we, on the other side of the aisle, are looking at court cases that involve love. Battles are fought over that type of thing. So I want you to just know that when you are manifesting and something seems to come at you out of the blue, not knowing, like, oh my gosh, because it could, and especially during this time with all of these universal aspects of these planets happening, like right and left, boom, boom, boom. And Saturn is now in Pisces, and it's been wild. Now we have 5 planets that are doing some weird things, and 2 of them are retrograde. It's Mercury and Venus. Both Mercury and Venus, well, Mercury especially goes back direct April 7th. Time to celebrate, hello. And we have a couple of days after that, that it'll be like, I call it the Mercury retrograde. See, hello? Mercury retrograde hangover. So after it's over and it goes back direct, because see, these planets are moving slowly through these signs and it goes back direct, it almost seems like, wait a minute. What happened? Wait, take the lampshade off my head and flip the switch. Let's go. I love this because that is a huge indication that you are shifting along with the planets. Shifting is good. Now, even though these planets may represent some not so good things, they will be good for you because you're manifesting. Now, why is that, Zelda? Oh my gosh, they're bringing us trouble. They're going to bring you perhaps challenges that you can overcome. The great thing about this is that Mercury slows down and looks as though it's almost at a crawl in the orbit of this universe. And that's why it's called a retrograde, because it appears to be going backward, even though it's not physically possible. It slows down. So when all the other planets are going past, it looks like it's doing this because the other planet is going past it so quickly. But when Mercury catches up and he's back into the swing of things, and he will be again, Mercury teaches us during this time of retrograde that when we are manifesting to slow down just a little bit, because we get excited and we want to manifest and we want to get together and we want to do these things and we want all this stuff. And you know what? That's great to a certain extent. But sometimes we get so excited, we don't think, gee, I wonder if that situation is good for me. Gee, I wonder if that house in that particular location would serve me well. Gee, I wonder if that car that I really want would not be a good idea on repair day. Gee, and that's how I want you, my darlings, to think about all this. I want you to think about during this time, and we have now until the 7th of April. If you've written down everything, if you've done the rice jar and the water method and the writing it down and all of the other things like that works for me, I want you to think about, go back over your lists, recalculate in your mind, gee, how do we think this is going to happen if I get that? Because I will tell you many, many times I see people manifesting, oh my gosh, right and left, and it comes in and money and this and that and people and opportunities and doors open, houses, cars, all these other things, and all of a sudden they lose control because they don't have a plan. And before you know it, as quickly as these things came in, just as quickly they start leaving. And when that happens, that is a danger zone because we have to pay attention. One thing that comes to mind in the word, it says, with great blessing comes great responsibility. So when you get those blessings, you have to continue. This isn't just a one-time shot where, okay, it comes in and then the universe is going to do all the work for me. No. See, people will also ask me, well, you know what, if it were so easy, why isn't everybody doing it? Well, you know what, they are. What do you mean? Zelda, what do you mean they are? I don't see everybody with beautiful houses and luxury items and everything else. Well, first of all, not everybody wants that sort of thing. A lot of people want peace and happiness and a good family life. But the other thing is that if you approach it in that way, well, you're not going to get those things. I've never seen anyone who wants to manifest say, you know what? That Mercedes stinks. I just don't, why would you want to drive one of those? And then all of a sudden the universe just pops in and gives you a Mercedes. Well, that's not going to happen because that's something that's not your gig and you just don't want. So why would it happen for you? My grandmother was a master manifestation guru. I learned a lot from her, and I didn't even know what was going on. But one of the things that I always learned for her is that she just took things nonchalant. It came in. Okay. That would be nice. Oh, that happened. She would do little things, and she would smile when it came in, but she was so confident about things happening for her on her behalf that it was just like an everyday thing. If people ask you, how do you manifest? You can look at them and say, well, you already are. You're manifesting. And they'll look at you and say, what? Well, yeah, all the problems you have, you've brought in. You've been working on this for a long time. And you continue to work on this for a long time. When you want change, you're the first person that has to change. And when you do, circumstances, situations, relationships, and your surroundings will change. It is not automatic. It is definitely a given. It has to, because that is a part of the laws of the universe. You know, one law of the universe that we all partake in. We don't have a choice. We all partake in every day. The moment that we are born to the moment that we leave this earth spiritually, the one thing that we partake in is gravity. That is a law. That is a universal law, the law of gravity. Have you ever heard of that? Of course you have. We don't have to wake up every morning and make sure that we're tethered to a tree to make sure that we don't fly off into the cosmic unknown. Of course, wouldn't that be horrible? Where did your loved one go? Oh, well, their tether didn't work really well and now they're up there somewhere. Oh, that would be mind-blowing. That would be I would be frantic for children, for pets. Thank God we're not in that position. I mean, while it sounds funny, it's not really that funny. That could have happened. So when you're thinking about laws of attraction and you're thinking about things, I want you to know that it is a given. Everything that you want has already been invented, is already there waiting on you. All you have to do, and I'm sorry, I've got hair in my eye. There we go. All we have to do is open up our catalog to the universe. It's just like going on Amazon and you sit there and you shop. And I want you to do it as though you are shopping. Have you ever just looked at anything on Amazon? Have you ever just bought the first thing that you bought on Amazon? Well, sometimes people do, but many times we don't. And I just want you to know that when I go on Amazon, it's at least an hour. I'm looking at everything from handbags and makeup and oh my goodness, stop. Because there's one suggestion and then another suggestion. And you know what? It's part of the algorithm. And your manifestations also have algorithm. Did you know that? If you don't believe me, I want you to go on this platform on YouTube and I want you to type in just a random something that you would never think of doing. A random video. Let's just say hiking in the Himalayas or shipbuilding or anything like that. Just type it in and click on one video and see what happens. The next morning when you wake up and you look at your YouTube feed, you're going to have mountain climbing, hiking, you're going to have all these things, random things that you just never even thought about. Well, the universe has an algorithm too. And that's what you've got to start clicking on, my darlings. So when the universe is sending you this trouble, and during this times, and you're manifesting and you're thinking, wow, this is fantastic. And then all of a sudden, there's a bill that comes in that you forgot to pay and you don't have the money because, well, you went out to eat this last weekend and you just had a good time and, oh, whatever. And now all of a sudden you're stuck. The first thing you do is you do not sit and think, oh my God, this is so horrible. Why did I do that? Because you know what? You can't kick yourself in the universe, my darlings. It just doesn't work because the universe doesn't have that mentality, that judgment discernment mentality. It either does or it doesn't. There's no gray area here. And that's why you've got to watch what you say and watch what you wish for. Because the first thing that can happen, and when you start going down that little rabbit hole, is you're going to start seeing, oh my gosh, if I forgot this bill, what other bill? Oh my gosh, this just bounced in my checking account. Oh my gosh. And what you have to just immediately do is say, oh, okay, all right. That was an honest mistake. Now let's fix it, universe. I need you to send me $200. Thank you so much. And you forget about it. I know it's going to be hard, but you walk away from it. When you ask the universe for something and I say, I'm sorry, I have a fan on and it's blowing all those little flyaways right into my face. And that's okay. Thank you very much. At least I have a fan today. So when you go into this thinking that, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? How is this happening? You have to set it and forget it. That's what you have to do. You have to set it and forget it. Now, what I was going to say is, it's just like when people say, oh, let go and let God. Oh, if only that were possible. Right? How many times have I told people, you're going to have to let this go because you keep stirring it up. And when you keep stirring the pot, what happens? It starts to stink. Not only that, when you keep stirring up problems and issues, you end up tying the hands of the universe and our creator. So what can be done is also delayed. I can attest to that. So what you do, and here's an example. I have told clients, okay, this is your situation. This is what I'm seeing in the cards. This is the best thing for you. Okay, now the guys want you to do this or they want you to do that, and that's what's going to happen. And you need to go on and just live your life merrily little way because this is temporary and you will be getting out of that situation, but you've just got to push it to the side and let them fix it. So what happens? They stop talking to me. We say goodbye. They pick up the phone. They get on the phone with their friends. Oh, you just won't believe what just happened today. Wah, 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 wah. Okay, so you're done talking with that one. And then all of a sudden, you get a load of this. You will not believe what happened today. And before you know it, you've spent 15 hours talking on the phone instead of thinking about, this is going to be temporary now. The universe is sending me away, an open door, an opportunity for this to be fixed, but it's going to take work on my end. You see how that can? So what happens is things from your past, yesterday was your past, things from your past now bleed over into your present. And if you don't stop with tying the hands of our Father or Creator and universe, then your past, present will become your future. Because everything you do today sets the precedent for what happens in the next 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 months, and even 2 or 3 years. Sometimes you need a little recovery period between manifestations, i.e., I needed a recovery period from my awful, wonderful experience that I went through. So instead of getting through that or during that time, jumping into another relationship, jumping into another issue, jumping into another problem, then holy smokes, At least I saved myself on that, but I see that happening all the time because can't, they, people can't handle. And you've got to learn that when you're manifesting comes great responsibilities, my darlings, not only for you, but those loved ones, the people, your family, your friends that surround you. That's what the tough thing is. And time out, because we have another member coming in hot. My darlings, I love you so much. Roxy D. Bell, bless you. You are a new member. And thank you so much for joining this channel. We're so excited. We're so excited. And Marie from Fate and Fortune, I know we've got other Maries here. Marie from Fate and Fortune is right here, and she's going to be helping me get through this because this is so important. This is important channel, and first of all, I want to thank you. So we have two very, very important people and the beginning of many of you that are so very important that will be coming and joining us for this journey that we've got. And we're going to continue on until we can't continue anymore. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. So get ready because there's a lot of good things that are coming out and I'm loving it. Thank you very much. And I want to welcome each and every one of you who are remarking in the chat. I just love this. Thank you so much for being here. I recognize many of you, and it is so wonderful to see you over here. And if you are here for the first time, please do us a favor, subscribe, like, and we're just so happy. Manifest. We're just so happy that you're here because we're going to work through it. And believe me, if you like the rice jar, if you like the water method, you're really going to like what's coming. That's why you got to subscribe. That's why you've got to be right here because it's not only going to be on Mondays, it's going to be throughout the times. I'm loving this. I love having you all here. So if you'd like to join us for messages, yes, and memberships, you can join. There's a join button right under the video. Click that. If you're on an iPhone, you have to do it from a Safari browser or from another browser, but I think it's Safari. I don't have an iPhone, but you have to go into the desktop version and then you can do it from there. So the other thing is I'm seeing people send me some messages and saying, oh my gosh, Zelda, I'm not getting my notifications. Well, here's what's happening. First of all, YouTube, that's just the way it is. If I want you to have every corner covered. So if you watch us or any type of YouTube on multiple devices, you need to go into, I found this for myself, that if I watch a lot on my phone, but if I'm on my desktop, I need to go into that same creator and make sure that I hit that like button and I make sure that I hit that subscribe button and the notification and say all. Because sometimes just by doing that, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, great, okay, fine. That's how it is. But I want to talk more to you about that. And first of all, I want to put something up here, my darlings. There is the ticker for the psychic shop here. And if you want cards, bracelets, all kinds of goodies, that's where you need to be. Go over there, check us out. And my darlings, if you would like to have a reading or even a palm reading with me, you can follow this QR code and it will take you over to the site where you can choose what is best for you. It's a lot of fun and we're here for you. So that's where it is. Okay. So let's talk about the algorithm of the universe. because when I talk to people, and first of all, I want to put up a couple of your chats because I just love it. Amy says, I'm loving this. I'm so glad, Amy. Thank you. Thank you. Lauren D. Designs from Kelso, Washington. Hello, welcome. So glad that you are here. So happy that you are here, my darlings. D1111, we know you. Hi there, and happy Monday to you. And Elizabeth, hey friends, I didn't miss Manifestation Monday Live. You sure didn't. And bless you, my darling, for that. Amy says, words are power. They certainly are. And Kathy Ray, hello from Ireland, and hello back to you to Ireland. Welcome, my darling, and thank you for being here. That's such an honor to have you here. We are so happy. And Andrea says, just in time, just finished walking the doggy. Very good, very good. And then we have Marie coming in and saying, hello, beautiful people, and hello, beautiful back. There you go. Andrea says hi. She came in. She finished walking her doggy. And a dear one, morning. And it's morning, afternoon, or even evening for many of you. So there we go, my darlings. So thank you for your comments. Thank you for being here. And resisting arrest. I love that name. I'm here listening while getting ready for the new floors going in this week. Yay, Zelda, you said so. You know what, my darlings? Resisting arrest has been going through this journey of, I'm going to say, she's got the re's, resisting arrest, the re's, all the re-evaluating, renovating, reconstituting. There we go. That's what you got to think about, and especially now through Mercury retrograde, right? So everything will start working out, and many of you who have been using the rice jar method and the water jar method are now starting to manifest things. Now, here's the gig, my darlings. The universe, the algorithm of the universe doesn't necessarily always drop you a check for $500 on your front door. They don't necessarily drop the most handsome man or the most beautiful woman at your doorstep so you open it and say, hello, my darling, come on in, let's plan the wedding. Many times the universe will plan something, but it also has to be planned around other things that are happening. Meaning, you can't step into someone's life if they're still dealing with a mess. They have to deal with their mess before they bring their mess to your mess, because you don't want their mess. You've already gotten through a mess, right? And that's a mess. I hope you ever been able to take care of that one. Hope you understand that one. But the universe, and I call it the God noun factor, where he moves people, places, and things in around what is coming to you, so you don't have to deal with this mess of, oh my gosh, somebody is doing this or somebody is doing that, or oh my gosh, and this guy wants to move in with me and he doesn't have an income, then he ain't moving in. You heard it from your Aunt Zelda. If you have somebody who proclaims their love for you, but yet they have money, but they spend it on other things and they just can't, they ain't moving in with you. When they get it together, then you can talk about that. But you can't have this beautiful, perfect life and then invite what you might think this beautiful, lovely, and I'm sure they are, beautiful person, to then have to start paying their bills on top of your bills. And what happens? They're really happy. And now you're pressured and burdened with not only yours, but theirs as well. Oh, but they love you. You got to set some ground rules. Ground rules are what you're supposed to be setting. And if you click on that algorithm of the universe, you're going to keep getting it. Now, I want to welcome 2 more members. Hello. Welcome, Diane. You're here. Welcome. I love it. Thank you so much, my darling. Thank you. Amy Dawn, darling, you are a member as well. Thank you so much. We've got 2 tiers of memberships. You can choose whatever one is comfortable for you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, my darlings. And D1111 says that is so true. And Amy Dawn says that took me years and years to learn. And you know what, Amy, you're not alone, because it did me too. In relationships, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to admit it. It took me about 15 to 18 years. Yikes. That is hard to admit. That is so hard to admit. But it took me 15 to 18 years, and thank you, Diane, glad to have you here too, to figure out that I was attracting a certain personality. And you know what was coming to me? The alcoholics. Not the other abuse, not that, but also borderline DV. Why? And I kept thinking, what? And my family would be so mad. And I was always the breadwinner. I will tell you that. It was always them moving in. And then it just seemed like a minute later, they would move in. And then all of a sudden, they would want to quit their job. And they would be making good money. And I would think, what? Why would you want to quit your job? Now, back at that point, I was doing a lot of things corporately. I worked in the corporate financial sector for a very long time, in the mortgage loan sector, arranging things for other people, that sort of thing. And I still kind of, whatever, help other people in organizations and corporations and blah, blah, blah. But I was attracting this. And you know what their excuse was always? And it's not like these people knew each other. The excuse was always, oh my gosh, everything that you're saying is so exciting. I'm afraid that if I'm not sitting here listening to you, I'm going to miss everything. So they would quit their job and they would hang on every word that I said. But then other things started happening because the field that I worked in was predominantly male. So I would be talking to a lot of men throughout the day. Now, I'm Italian. There's a saying, I'm Italian German. There's a saying, you don't go to the bathroom where you eat. It's a little rougher, but I'm not going to say that. But you don't go to the bathroom where you eat, meaning that was the wrong thing to do. And I don't mix that. But they would start getting jealous. Oh, did he call you today? Oh, well, I thought he said this and this and this, but they didn't do this and this and this. But then the money, when I would get paid, and I was earning pretty good commissions, they would take me out and start picking out pickup trucks and pickup trucks for their sons and trips for their mother and this for this person and that for that person and needing a little extra money because all of a sudden they had a little trip that they had to take. And guess what happened? When I started saying no, oh, the problems would start. And then they would start drinking. And then no, time out. And it was when I basically said, time out, universe, because my life is looping. And that just kept happening. This person would fall away. A new person would come in. Oh, they would love me, blah, blah, blah. And it would loop. Until one day, it says to me, my darling, The universe hit me. It was like a creative whack on the side of the head. If you want to know that can happen. Beware. Because when you start really getting, the more you pay attention to the universe and our creator, and the more you start pulling all this in, the closer they will get to you. The closer you get to that part of it, the closer it will get to you. And you know what, my darlings? I got a little creative whack on the side of the head one day that said, well, doofus, you're the one, you know what you're getting when you get it. So you're the one that gets it because you are asking for it. Oh, and you know what? Immediately I sent the last guy packing, and that was it. I didn't go through that anymore. And my life miraculously went into this beautiful and manifested to where I am right now. And it was just so cool. But my darlings, you got to start paying attention because, and I'll give you this in a minute because I've got two people here. Andrea says, hey all, thank you, Lady Zelda, for your therapy sessions. You're welcome. It's been so appreciated this week. Well, you're quite welcome, my darling. And you know what? I'm just going to share. I can share this by example. I've been through it. I know what works. I know what doesn't. I'm just going to save you the time. How's that? There you go. So there we go. Amy says, I'm Italian too. And I get that saying, oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. And Lori Olson, welcome, my darling. Hi, Zelda. Hope you are doing well. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I hope you are too. As a side note, your hair looks so cute. Well, thank you. You just never know how I'm going to show up from one day to the other. Thank you, my darling. I appreciate that. Patriot WW comes in hot with a super chat. Thank you so much, my darling. I love your common sense voice of experience, Aunt Zelda. Well, you're quite welcome. I know who you are, my darling. I can't stay because I have counseling, but I wanted to say thank you. Well, I want to say you're very welcome. And I so love that you are here. Thank you. Thank you. And Lauren D, pardon me, came in hot with a new membership, Moonlit Circle Tier. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And D1111 says, no is the word most of us have been conditioned to disregard. Bingo. Pay attention to this comment. Because you know what? How many? Don't get me started, my darlings. How many times are we gaslit? Hello? Fooled? Hello? Into thinking, gosh, could I be so desperate that I need somebody to tell me all this bull? Now, come on. There are many that are loving, and it's very true. The unfortunate part is I did not attract that. I did a long time ago, and that worked its way out, and everything is fine. But I'm going to tell you what, thank you, D11, for that, 1111, for that comment. Amy Dawn says, don't ask for it unless you really want it, is what I say now. That's right. You better watch what you wish for because, hello, you just might get it. That's it. You just might get it, my darlings. And I think that's, and Trish Ha, hello from the UK, and hello back to our friend across the pond. Hello, and hello who is everybody who is watching. Please do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe now, please, because please, and I say please because I'm not begging. I'm saying please because I just love to have you here, and I think this will do someone good out there today. Even if we reach one person, we're doing our job. So thank you for being here. Amy Dawn says, Zelda, I wanted to tell you that way back in the day, you did a reading for my mom. It was only a small fortune. Oh, I'm intrigued now, Amy. It was only a small fortune? Oh, I don't know. Okay. Well, tell your mom I said hi and I hope it worked out. So that's cool that you're here and that you found me. Thank you for being here. So Amy Lynch, oh my God, so many times. Yes, yes. So let's talk about more about the algorithm. Oh, and there is a siren going off for thunderstorms. We're going to be here, and I can see it's getting darker. It's getting darker. We've got thunderstorms warning. I got the warning on my phone, but you know what? We're not letting a little thing like a thunderstorm stop us. Not at all. I'm hearing where I live is a golf course, and they have the siren. And I'm going to tell you, to me, sometimes the siren is a little scarier than the thunderstorm in itself, but we're good. We're good. Okay. D1111, of course. I'm so grateful for your wisdom, Lady Zelda. Well, you know what? I'm so grateful that you're here and you bring a lot to this. So there we are. So, okay. She won a small fortune, but it cost her one too. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, I know. It's one of those things when we get fixated on thinking that we're only going to get money from a certain way, and we limit ourselves and we put ourselves in a little box. That happens to many of us. Been there, done that, right? I know people who try to borrow themselves rich, and it's okay for the first month or two, but then when you've got all these credit cards and you've taken all the cash advances and you've got all these loans and you whatever, people forget they still have to pay that back. And that causes a problem too. So back to this algorithm universal time. It is time now, because we've been through this together enough. And for you first timers here, I invite you to go see the playlist and the description, please, and start from the beginning and come right here to here. Because when the universe sends you trouble, and when it sent me trouble because I wasn't listening, I wasn't paying attention to the signs and the flags and these relationships and circumstances, well, you know what? The universe will just keep sending a little, and it will keep getting a little harder and a little harder until all of a sudden you wake up and you think, oh, I get it. I'm not supposed to be doing that. One thing that my grandmother always said, and I'm going to tell you, her homes, she could take a home that was just considered to be a little shack, no kidding, and make that thing look like it should be museum quality on the cover of whatever big magazine. And you know how she did it? First of all, she loved her home. Secondly, what she would do is she would always tell, first of all, do not leave dishes in the sink. If you want to manifest anything for that day, number one, do not leave dishes in your sink overnight. I don't care if it's a spoon. Don't do that. Number two, make your bed. Make your bed. It's the final little ritual of getting up in the morning, because then when you go to bed at night, you pull down the covers and it looks so nice. But if you leave your bed just looking like shambles, like somebody went in and rolled in it, then you go to bed and you think, that doesn't, oh, okay. And you're not sleeping well. That is a good way to sleep well. But I'm going to tell you, my darlings, this is what I want you to do. If you are manifesting a new home, a new apartment, a new place to live, because my grandmother, and I'm going to share her advice with you, my grandmother was so wise in this, and she said, how do you expect God to send you a new place when you can't take care of the one you got? Whoa, whoa. Clutter is the number one thing that keeps us from manifesting. Did you know that? Clutter. If you have now, sure, you're going to have work product out, you're going to have maybe papers or file. If you work from home, like I do, and I work from remotely, if you saw my desk right now, you would see Zelda. But you know what? Having it just the way it is right now is a way that I can find everything. Have you ever been there? Have you ever been there? I know you have. So make sure. Now, it's not only if you want to manifest a home, it's to manifest peace within your home. Peace within your home. You know what I've done every time that I've ever walked into a new place that is shiny and bright and new and clean and all those wonderful things? The first thing when I go through the front door, and you always go through the front door when you're going in a place brand new for the first time, you go through the front door because this home is receiving you as its guest. You have a partnership with your home. It can be an apartment, because if you're out somewhere and you say, I'm going to go home, well, you don't say, I'm going to go apartment. You say, I'm going to go home. So you go home. Wherever you live is your home. So you go through the front door. For some of you, it's not possible, but for some of you, yes. You go through your front door because you are a guest of that new place. Even if you own it, you're still a guest until you become a partner. So when you sign the lease, when you sign those mortgage papers, you're now a partner with your home. Because you go through, oh, I'm a homeowner. Well, good, take care of it. Well, good. Because I'm going to say this. Every time that I walk through a brand new place, and my son looked at me when we first came here, because my son was going to go to university. This is close to a university. And so I brought him here, and while I was here visiting and he was getting ready for everything, guess what? That little thing that we had, and don't put it in the chat because they don't like it here, but that little thing that we had come up in 2020 that grounded everyone. So I just stayed. But the first thing that I did when I came through here, because it was so beautiful and nice, and it still is beautiful and nice, the first thing that I did was say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I promise I will take care of you if you take care of us. Have you ever been going down the road and all of a sudden you see this little, and where I'm from in the Midwest, you see this quite often, like in farmland, and there's a little house that's been abandoned. Could be a big house that's been abandoned, but people no longer live there. Oh, it's getting closer and the sirens are going. It's thrilling. I'm here with you. So have you ever just gone down the road and you see this abandoned place, and the first thing I always think is, who lived there and why is it now empty? Why is it now abandoned? But have you ever noticed that an abandoned home falls apart much easier than a home that you live in? And quite frankly, I'm just going to tell you this. You're vibrating, and so is your home. Because what happens is when someone leaves a home, there's no more of that vibe. A home is built to be lived in by someone. And when that home starts falling apart, and quite frankly, I know many people who live in places who's done zero maintenance on homes, and their home is still standing, certainly not looking like some of these abandoned homes, but it's because the energy is no longer there. And they may even be felt, it feels like it's been put away. So why is that? Well, it is called energy and vibration. It is called everything that vibrates in a certain level will manifest into something solid. So the device that you are watching this on is vibrating at a particular frequency. The table that it's sitting on, or the chair that you're sitting on, or the bed you're sitting in, or the desk that you're sitting in front of, the chair that you're sitting on, the kitchen, the windows, they're all vibrating at a certain frequency. Now, there's a method here. When you go into a home, no matter what you want to manifest, you will be vibrating on a particular frequency. Many who have come into my home in the past will say, oh my gosh, Zelda, I come into your home and I can almost hear it humming. And that is very true. My house hums. No matter where I am, it will hum because I'm on a vibration with my home. Why? Because my home protects me from thunderstorms that are happening out here. It protects me from other things that are happening because that's the way that this vibration and frequency are set up. We are bouncing off of each other. It's like we've turned the radio dial and the frequency now is tuned in, so now we're tuning in. Now, I want to use that as an example for you because the example is this. And by the way, if I go off quickly, it is because of the storm. My house is protecting me, but my internet is not. So if the internet goes out, the stream will go down, but we're okay. I just want you to know. Sometimes here where I am, it's just a little on the touchy side. It's touchy. So, you know, it is what it is. But I'll be back. It's not going to stop me. So let me think. Let me see. I think D111, bless you, became a member. Did I catch that already? I just wanted to make sure I didn't. And there's another member here. New member. Stephanie, blah, bitty, blah. I love that name. Thank you for becoming members here. Thank you. Thank you. I think I've got everybody so far. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you coming and welcome, welcome. We're going to have a lot of fun here. So as an example, I want you to know that when you want to bring anything to you, you have to be on the same frequency and vibration. So you're not doing this or this. So you can do this and this. And how you do that, how I got on the same frequency and vibration of the home where I am right now is I will take care of you if you take care of me. Thank you so much. I get up in the morning. I'm so thankful we have a roof over our head. Thank you. Thank you. I will walk through a room and I'll say, you know what? I just love that wall color. I know it sounds silly, but if you put your hand on the wood coming into the, ooh, it just thundered really nice. If you put your hand coming into the doorway on the wood door frame, it will ground you and prepare you for you stepping into this new realm. I know it sounds funky, but quite frankly, I didn't learn that so much from manifestation. You know, I learned it through paranormal investigations when I've gone out and my study into the paranormal. And oddly enough, manifestations, laws of attraction, and the paranormal, right? The paranormal can actually come together in many ways. And it's all frequency and vibration, which is very fascinating. And when you start, when I started learning this, I delved into everything that I possibly could delve into. And it was fascinating. And that's how I learned. But I learned that manifesting was all up to me, and that I had been manifesting the opposite of what I wanted because I kept calling in the opposite. For a long time, I heard some gurus, and this has been years ago, that would say, well, you know what? You need to make a list. I don't want a drunk. I don't want a guy. I don't want this. I don't want this. And I don't want this. And the problem was these people were attracting everything they didn't want, until this guru finally got his little universal creative whack on the side of the head that said, wait a minute, maybe we're approaching this incorrectly. And the moment that they stopped and shifted into this new time, into this new part that where they were doing of writing down what they did want as though they already had it, it started raining manifestations. And you will see this. You will see this. D111, or D, why do I want to say 111? It's always 1111. I grew up in a cluttered home and it was not fun. I guess the plus is that now I make sure my home feels light. Cleaning is also therapy for me. You know what? That's a good thought. You know, I'm a cleaner. I like to clean. And when I don't clean, and you know, the hardest part when you're working remotely and home, that sometimes I will sit here and do videos, and I'll, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh, I didn't sweep the kitchen floor. I didn't put Lysol in the sink. I didn't want to do that. And that's why you got to keep your mind in the right place. Because when I'm doing that, then I'm thinking, oh, I should have done this video. Oh, I should have done that. Oh, I should have done this. So that's why you've got to be even, turn the dial, start working on your frequency and your vibration, because that's what's going to bring it in. And what is your frequency and vibration? It's you already have it. And I know that's hard because you think, well, wait, I don't already have it. So I'm lying. No, you're training this reticular activating system in the back of your brain that sets everything up. I don't know if you heard that thunder, but it was quite fantastic. So let's see. Patty Daniel, trying to figure out how to join, but will it shortly. I love this. This is the resonates so well. I understand so much. Patty, I don't know if you are on a iPhone or not, but if you are on desktop or in your Android, you'll see a join button down here. If you are on an iPhone, you have to physically go out of your YouTube app and go into your Safari browser and use it on desktop mode, YouTube desktop mode. I know it sounds really whatever, but it's not hard at all. You go into Safari, YouTube desktop, you sign in, and then you'll be able to see the join button, and that's how you can do it. So there you go, my darling. There you are. The secret, Amy says, yes. The secret really resonated with me, and I got to meet some of those people, and that was really something. Oh, did you hear the thunder? Yeah, it was loud. It's pouring the rain right now. I actually love it, quite frankly. It's pouring the rain. We needed it really bad. Trisha says, was that thunder or was it time to eat? Yeah, no, my belly is not growling right now. I did have a couple of eggs before we started today, so there we go. Amy says the thunder sounded so cool. It did, didn't it? I mean, I like this because I think you can even see how the lighting changed. And if you look through where I am right now, it is dark. It is almost eerie, but it's quite wonderful. So, my darlings, that's what we have today. Now, quite frankly, I could probably go on and talk to you about manifestation. But I don't want to talk so much that I talk you out of it, because sometimes that happens. I want you to remember that whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And that doesn't come from me. That is from Henry Ford back in the day. That is back in the day of whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. In fact, I may even have a little scene of that. Let me try to find that for you, because I'm a visual person and I like to see the visuals. That's what I want to. That's what I want to see. I don't think I have it at the ready. That's my bad. That's my bad. Da-da-da-da. No, I don't have it ready, but I will. I did show it one other time. My apologies for that one. So, but just remember, manifestation is all up to you. No one can do it for you. No one should be doing it for you, because you need the lesson and you need the experience. So now I've got a couple little things that are really cool. You know, I talked about all this planetary stuff that is happening. Well, some of the great cards that you can use in a tarot deck, if you have a tarot deck and you're a reader, this is what you can do. Oh, the wind is howling. I might be in a haunted house. I am. Okay, so some of the things that you can do, my darlings, if you have a tarot deck. And you don't need a tarot deck. You can just Google and get a picture of these cards. I'm going to hold them up for you. Number one, this is a card. Now it says it backwards, but this is the manifestation card. So why is that good for manifestations? That's actually the magician card. I call it the manifestation card. It's the magician card. And you see there's one hand up, one hand down. He's holding a rod in the hand that's going up. Here, there's an infinite symbol above his head, which means he has infinite possibility of making things come true and into fruition. Why? Because he has all four of the elements at his beck and call. That is earth, wind, fire, isn't that a group? And water. Now, with all of that being said, he has one hand up and one hand down, and the saying is, so is above, or as above, so is below. Meaning, if it's the same above, it's going to be the same here. There we go. So that is good for manifestations if you're using any time. And you know what else? This is a Mercury. The planet Mercury is this particular card. And now that Mercury retrograde, you can see that Mercury will slow us down. You know, don't ever let anything stop you. Planets, anything. Anything. You just have a little workaround. You get through it. That's it. You find your way, you navigate, you find the way. You either go over the mountain, around the mountain, through the mountain, or under the mountain. That's it. There we go. That's number one. Now, pardon me. The Temperance card is another. What does this card tell us? You see this beautiful angel there. Now, she is also the sign of Sagittarius. You don't have to be a Sagittarius to be manifesting. But this is a fire element. And look how around her head she is enlightened. Now, there's a little triangle on her breastplate on her little robe there that she's got. And you see she's standing in a pool of water, actually 1 foot out, 1 foot in. And that is a balance within the subconscious mind. And in the triangle there, it is a triangle of a balance between the spiritual, the physical, and the material. There are 2 irises there, and everything you see is in 2, and she's actually juggling water between 2 cups. It does fool people because they think, oh no, this is a water sign because she's messing with the water. No, this is actually a fire element. She's very beautiful. And this is if you want to manifest work-life balance. Because in order to manifest, you've got to have work-life balance. You can't be sitting here and thinking, oh, I need to be sweeping the kitchen floor. I need to be putting laundry from the washer into the dryer. It's work-life balance. If you have a problem with that, I'm going to tell you what I did. Let me show you. I have a little notebook. In fact, I have 5 of them sitting here. One is for content. One is for personal things. One is for my work-life balance. Okay, and I set alarms on my phone. At 11 o'clock, I know if I've got anything that I want to do, like laundry or vacuuming or this or that, then that's exactly what I do. And I set the alarms to make sure that I keep on track, because sometimes, listen, you know, I'm a busy chick. I got to have that. In fact, I was talking with Marie, our mod here in the chat yesterday, and said, I need a new journal. I need something. And quite frankly, I know many of you watch the Karen Reed case on the other channels with me. I know many of you are saying, with Robert Alessi, he comes in with these beautiful big notebooks, binders, and he's got them all tabbed out. And I'm thinking, I have tab envy. That's exactly what I need. I need pockets and this and that, because you know what? Life happens and you got to keep track. And I'm not one to keep track on my phone. And I'll tell you why. People will say, oh my gosh, there's so many apps. I don't care about the apps. I want to see it. I want to write it down. I want to participate. I don't want it to do something for me on my behalf. Back in the day, for Blackberries, yes, I had a Blackberry phone, was one of the best phones I can tell you that was on the market. I remember when that first came out, I had Blackberry envy, and it was within 3 days I manifested a Blackberry phone, one of the best ones. And I'm going to tell you, it was fantastic. What happened though is I started organizing on my Blackberry. Well, you know what happened? Blackberry went down. It didn't happen anymore. And the unfortunate thing was I couldn't transfer a lot of the information that I had on my phone. I learned early on. And I still have journals from years ago, past 10, 15 years. And if I want to look something up, all I have to do is chicky, 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 looky, boom. There it is. There it is. Because once you start writing and you start getting creative and you start talking about the home you want or what you want to accomplish in life, it goes wonderful. It goes wonderful. And look at this. Roxy Bell just came in hot. She upgraded to a moonlit circle tier. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my darling. Thank you, thank you. Kit Williams. Hi, Kit. A thunderstorm is a good time to go outside and scream and shout at the top of your lungs. It's a good way to let all the emotions out without people hearing you. Well, unfortunately, I would do that. In fact, I like to go out in my bare feet and get grounded. Even when it's a little chilly, I'll do that. Get grounded. Just boom, get grounded. And you know what? That works. But here where I am, I got people up here, people over there. I don't have anybody this way because it's an end. But I got people out here, people out here. They'd probably end up calling 911. But that would be kind of fun. Okay, so anyway, Colleen, hi, darling. I love big binders, and I cannot lie. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, give it to me. I just haven't found the right one yet. And I will tell you, I am a reader. I love to write, but I love to read. And I try to read a book a week. I have over 500 titles on my Kindle. And you know what reading does for you? It distracts you from all the crap that is happening. You can get lost in the pen and the words that are coming through. And I'll tell you what I read. Jane Austen, the Bronte sisters. I read classics, but I also like to read new. And I like to write, and I've got some things that I've written. I like to read vampire. I love that stuff. Sorry, doesn't matter how old, I'm going to read it. So there we go. But yes, I actually watch a reading blog, and it helps me manifest. The reading blog of this young girl who's in New York, who walks around and she buys books, and you just kind of get lost. And sometimes you have to do that. You have to get distracted, because otherwise it's too much. And you get overwhelmed and overloaded, and that's what happens. And you don't want to do that. D1111, I agree. I feel like the paper and picking a fun pen. Right? Right? My grandmother would say, hand me a slice of paper. I love that. And if you hear me say a slice of paper, that's where it came from. I love to pen and paper. That's Amy. Right? Right? And Amy says, I loved the BlackBerry and I wanted to come back. Best phone ever. Right? Never any problems. Never having to worry about it getting hacked. Nothing. Wonderful. It was the absolute best on the market. Now, I think you still can get some, but you have to hook it up with either Android or iPhone. Okay. That was not the purpose of having one, but okay. Okay. Yeah, D1111 told Amy it is the best phone. So I want to go back to this because I'm into this. Here we go. And I forgot to tell you, and I want to check this before I tell you so I do not lie. Okay, that's right. I'm right on. I'm right on, my darlings. I'm right on. Okay, so this card, the Temperance card, the ruler is Saturn. Oh, the ruler, and we have Sam coming in hot here. Come on, Sam, join the party. I think the storms kind of bother her. She's got to come to mama. She's a mean girl, though. If you were in my live stream Saturday night, this girl tore up my desk. She was mad because she didn't have what she thought was enough water in her water bowl. I live with her. I pay her rent. You know how it goes. So this, my darling, is Jupiter. Jupiter. Because now this goes along with all of these different little things. Ready? Okay. Now I got my train of thought got derailed, but that's okay. Here we are. I'm back again. Here is the star card. Now this star card is a card in which this young lady is pouring water in a pond and in the ground. Another card that keeps us balanced. Another card for us to remind ourselves that balancing the subconscious and the conscious mind is what we're here for. And we need to balance our lives, what we are doing. If you write it down, that keeps us balanced, right? That keeps us on. I have to be put on track because you know why? I get lost when I'm creating some of these things. And I do have some other channels that I create on. I get lost. I would literally tell hello, Mercury, thank you, Marie, the mod. Oh my gosh, I'm sitting here. It's 1 o'clock. I'm working. The next thing you know, it's 5 o'clock and I haven't even thought about what's for dinner. You don't want to get caught up into that. So now, the last two that are coming to the party. And I want to make sure these are right. Let me see. Oh, I said that wrong. My bad. I said that wrong. Hello. I said it bad. I said it wrong. Let me go back because I was distracted by Sammy. This card is Uranus. This is the Uranus card. So there we are. Now, these two cards are for Saturn, and it doesn't surprise me. These two cards, let me see if I can get them. This is the Devil card, which is also the Capricornian card, and the World card, Saturn. What are those cards? Karma. And Saturn is karma. So that's why you want to be working very closely with yourself. And you've got to work closely with the universe, with the creator, with what you're doing, because the more you start manifesting, the more you'll start manifesting. Did I miss a card, Magician? Okay, so let me do this again. We have the Magician card. These are all good for manifesting, even the Devil and the Uranus card. The Temperance card. Temperance, my darling, is Sagittarius. Libra is the Justice card. Okay. Now, I think the one, Amy, that you missed is the Star card, maybe. I did give this, I want to tell you this. I gave everybody a bikini on this deck of cards, on these. Yes, hello. I gave them bikinis. Aren't they cute? They look adorable. There's the World card. She's got her little bikini on too. I'm going to tell you why I gave them bikinis. Is because 2B didn't like the fact that one of those cards came out and it kind of went against some standards, and I got a little strike for it. So you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. I'm not going to stop reading cards. So if somebody needs a new bikini, well, then let's go shopping. So I added bikinis. Yes, that's what I did. I added bikinis because we're not, I mean, it doesn't change the card. And here comes PD, and something is going to happen because Sam does not like to share, mommy. So there we are, my darlings. So let me see. Devil and War. Yes. So Temperance card, my dear Leanne. So sorry, not sorry. There you go. Is the Temperance is Sagittarius. Libra is the Justice card. Is the Justice card. Kate says, yeah, no. Now, you know, the guidelines say that if it's for, and I mean, hello, how many other channels are on here? How many other readings do I have? Do you know that on my channel alone, I have almost 3,000? Do you think that they've not come up? But that's okay. I'm rolling with the homies. That's what I got to do. So there, yes, that's it. Look at here, Jim. Hi. Hello, my darling. So glad you're here. Thank you so much. So my darlings, if you do you can manifest with those. Zelda, the king and queen of what just dumped out of your deck, Amy? What element? What suit just jumped out? And are you in a cartomancy or are you in a tarot? You're welcome. You're welcome, my darling. You're welcome. You know, I've got one of these days, now look for this. I'm going to say that of wands, fiery elements, and it means that projects are coming, open doors, the king and queen working together in tandem. Look out. That is a power couple. Very good, girl. Very good. Oh, have you, Kate? Really? Have you seen many? Okay. Then I don't feel so bad. I don't care if I'm singled out because, but that's the way it is. Hi there, Wilma. You're not late. You're coming in the bed at just good. So you're good. So thank you for being here. You can catch up a little bit. So let me see. Oh, the fire energy, D1111 says that. Now, I'm going to do a little series on here, and I think I'm going to do it live because I think you guys are really going to appreciate this. Because on this particular channel, I like to get into the elements, if you will, the deep dive into the readings of the cartomancy and of the tarot. And I like a little history. And I like a little to tell you things that I know about the playing card deck, which is cartomancy. If you read cartomancy, then you become a cartomancer. That's me. I am a cartomancer. I read playing cards before I even knew tarot existed. And I was older when I finally found out that tarot was around, and I was flabbergasted and frightened because I thought, oh my gosh, there's so much to know, and there's so much to learn, and there's so much, so that I'm going to do that because there's some things about the playing card deck that'll just blow your mind, and reasons behind it. And did you know, one little tidbit, that the tarot actually came from the playing card deck? That the playing card deck was invented, hundreds of years ago, I think by a Chinese culture. I'm not sure. And then it evolved and went into Europe. And then it came into, then somebody got a bright idea to start manifesting a tarot out of it. And thus, history is now here. So Amy says, we love the lives, and oh yes, Amy, we're going to start doing some lives on here. But what I want to do is, because right now I'm kind of mixing it because this is a big live for us today. It's the first day we're able to take memberships. And if you're not a member yet, and if you're so inclined, you're not obligated to do it. But if you are so inclined, there's the join button down there, because we're going to be doing member-only lives, mediumship readings, more in-depth personal readings for people where you can ask questions and get answers. We're going to really start doing that. What we're going to do is figure out a day or evening that this can be done, probably in the evening, something like that, because my dear sweet Maud Marie, who is here in the chat and probably busy doing something else. And I just want you to know she had her nails done today and they look so fantabulous. And I have nail envy, but that's okay. She deserves it. They look absolutely stunningly beautiful. Is probably busy doing something else right now, and she's listening this to. So hi, Marie. Thank you so much, my darling. But I want to get with her and make sure that whatever live we do, then, so remember, it will be members only for that type of things, because sometimes we have some people come in that cause trouble. So members only lives will keep us from having that. Okay. So it will be amazing and it's wonderful. So if you have the inclination to join, please join, because we're going to do some very important content for members, but all of our content is going to be very special and important for each and every one of you, member or not. So we're not going to leave you out, and believe me. So D1111 says that would be fantastic, Lady Zelda. Thank you so much. I think it will be. I think it will be. So my darlings, the storm is really kicking in, and I just don't want to rudely leave you by being cut off by the internet. So we may have to Oh, and Amy says, I love your pink Essie nail polish. I've been wearing it for years. Yes, yes. You can't get away from pink Essie. I mean, that is a classic. So, my darlings, I just want to say to you that you mean so much to us. If it weren't for you, we would not be here. You have been manifested. How do you like that? Because we've been manifesting things for this channel for a very, very, very long time. And now it's here. And now comes the hard part of it's not hard part. It's the fun part. Here comes the fun part. I don't know why I said hard. Hello, Mercury, don't do that. Here comes the fun part. The hard part will be not going on live every day to talk to each and every one of you. That's the hard part. So we're going to work out a schedule and we're going to work on things. And you know that's what's going to happen. So look for more things to come. Make sure you hit the notification bell on each and every one of your devices so you don't miss a thing. And we will be posting, cross-posting between my channel and this channel, making sure that everyone knows when we are going to be here. And hi, Colleen. I need to become a member on this channel. Yeah, if you're not a member on this channel, this content is separate from my channel on Across the Aisle, right? Hello. And there goes Sam. She's had enough of mommy. She just needed to come in and bless the reading, bless the video. So Amy says, love, love, love you. Love, 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 and love you back. Each and every one of you. Hi from Great Britain is our darling Louise Powell. Hello, my darling. So glad you can make it today. Thank you so much, Andrea. So pretty lady. And thank you, Lady Zelda. Love you and love the chat. I love this. Don't you? I love it when we can come together. It's all about what we can do to help each other. So I invite you to manifest today. And remember, that works for me, right? And remember, everything is going to work out. And when the universe sends you a little storm in life, no pun intended, just go watch a movie. Let the universe work it out. It's going to be okay. Just get through it. Don't talk about it. Don't solidify it. Just do your thing. You'll be okay. You'll come through it tickety boom. I promise you will. There you are. There you are, Amy. YouTube for doing the post on both channels so helpful. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I said YouTube. Mercury, hello. You're quite welcome. And Lisa, thank you so much, Zelda, following and supporting from England. You are a darling and a blessing to us because we love the fact that we are worldwide. And that is just such a cool thing. I mean, can you think about that? Not too long ago, the thought of having friends and people worldwide was just mind-blowing. But it's cool. We love it. Colleen says safety first. Yep, absolutely. And Lisa, fabulous advice. There you go. There you go. Sentinel sending us a little turquoise person that is waving, that has got headphones on. Hello, hello. We love you. So we will be having some beautiful member emojis. We're going to have a lot of things. We're going to have a lot of fun. And one of these days, regardless of what channel I'm going to be on, I'm going to travel a little bit and we'll see what we can do to meet some of you because I would certainly love that. So Kit Williams, love your channel here in Wales. Thank you, Kit. Bless you, my darling. Thank you so much. I love that flag. I just love that flag. I do. Look at this, Leanne. Leanne is so sorry, not sorry. I'm in England too, but I'm an Aussie girl through and through. Oh, well, welcome to you, my darling. Way to go. I love it. That is one, listen, one of my favorite people is Aussie Insider, and I love her accent. Now, I can do a British accent, But the Aussie accent, I can't even think. I would butcher it, and I won't even try to do that. But I love it. So thank you for being here and representing. That's the way we want to do it. So, my darlings, it is time for me to roll. I want to thank each and every one of you. Don't forget, here is the QR code, and actually, you can click in the chat. We've got everything going. You can click the link, that's what it's called, hello, in the chat, and we can rock and roll. Now, you can get one question video for $15. If you think about the price of what it is for a reading and it's yours forever, I went through Starbucks the other day and almost fainted. And I'm a dunk girl, but Starbucks, I got romanced. I got romanced by Starbucks. You can't even get hamburgers anymore for that. So there we are. There we go again. We're going to start saying goodbye to everyone. D1111, thank you so much for participating today and being here. I love it. Thank you again, Lady Zelda in chat. Have a beautiful Monday and see you all soon. Absolutely, my darling. And resisting arrest. Thank you, Zelda. Thank you, chat friends. Much love to all. There you go. That's happening. That's happening. And Laura B. Hey, Zelda. Hey, Laura B. How are you, my darlings? Okay. If you haven't figured out, it's hard for me to say goodbye. So I'm going to say goodbye. And you may want to rewatch this, but don't forget, everything is temporary. And you don't have to worry about the storms of life because they'll be over before you know it. Happy manifesting, everyone. You're going to make it through. And we'll see you again next time. I'm going to have some really cool things for you next time. So make sure you follow, subscribe. And I'm going to be here listening to the thunder. Thank you so much. Much love to you all. Bye for now.